People 851, turn right, heading 180. Order 14 Papa, turn right 245, report localizer established 27.
Hey everyone, welcome to DJ's Aviation. In today's video, I thought I'd focus our attention on WOW or WOW Air. In this video, I'm just going to refer to them as WOW, but I know people have various different ways of pronouncing it. WOW Air have been known for their vibrant livery, fantastic airline name, and also hilarious registrations. The budget Icelandic carrier has also been recently going through one could describe only as a rough patch, with thorough restructuring being put in place. I've briefly covered the restructure on my website, feel free to go and check that out, but there's been a lot more to it over the past week, and, like always, I wanted to wait to produce this video to give you all the full situation rather than a 2-minute quick video. Firstly, WOW Air. Who are they? Where do they operate? What are they known for? And what does their fleet look like? WOW Air are an Iceland-based budget carrier which has been known for its services from Iceland to Europe and North America. Founded in 2011, the airline has quickly grown and only in 2015 expanded into North America. The following year, Canada services were opened. The airline operates currently an all-Airbus fleet with the likes of the A320, A320neo, A321-200, A321neo, and the A330-300 all operating with the airline. Soon they'll actually be welcoming the first of 4 A330-900s, or if that variant doesn't necessarily ring a bell with you, that's the A330neo. Similar to Primera and other airlines, transatlantic services have been something WOW Air has moved into, and according to many, potentially too quickly. This has been outlined as a concern, especially after we saw the results of Primera and others alike. The airline offers passengers the opportunity to fly from the US to Europe for as little as $99, a fee which to me is unheard of considering in Australia airfares can be in the hundreds of dollars just to fly an hour up the coast. The first part of the restructuring has been with their routes though. This is due to the falling numbers originating from the demand on these particular routes. In addition, their aggressive expansion has left them wondering what's next. The airline announced that they would be axing 3 of their US routes. The airports losing their WOW Air presence include St. Louis, which the airline simply called a disappointment. These flights will cease on the 7th of January, not 2019. Meanwhile, seasonal services to Cincinnati and Cleveland will not be resuming for the summer season in 2019 as well. The airline only launched these services to the following cities months ago. However, their aggressive expansion, as mentioned earlier, and disappointing results in terms of load factors have definitely contributed to the cancellation. When commenting on the St. Louis service, a higher-up executive of the carrier said to US Today, "Unfortunately, it has been that St. Louis was a disappointment for WOW Air this summer in terms of end results, with load factors not achieving the targets that were set for the route in the beginning and compared to other markets in our network." Meanwhile, the airport released a statement for those working stating, "We're disappointed because the response from customers across the St. Louis region was strong, and we were told we were one of the airline's top performing markets in the Midwest that were added last spring." After this somewhat blew over though, WOW Air came out with another significant announcement, signalling that they were also going to dial back their services to more US destinations, including notably JFK. However, the Blue Swan Daily is reporting that flights to Dallas-Fort Worth will also be put on hold from the 26th of October this year. That's only in a few days. Should these route cancellations be of a concern though? Yes and no. Cancelling a number of routes isn't necessarily uncommon with airlines, we see it all the time. But the backstory and the main reasoning behind these cancellations is important for us to understand to get a gauge for whether this is a concern. The airline wanted travellers to go to Europe and America through Iceland. This was their goal. They'd do it through cheap flights, like the $99 one I mentioned earlier. But the airline has now seen other airlines like Norwegian come through and offer relatively cheap flights that actually fly direct and not through Iceland. This has left the business model of WOW Air in tatters, because, well, their main goal is to get people on board their flights, and that's failed. On top of this though, rising costs have left the carrier reporting mild losses. However, this is being seen across the board and not just with WOW Air, as operating costs continue to rise. Another concern outlined, and one that is pivotal to the future success of WOW Air and even Iceland Air, is the demand for visits to Iceland, or people passing through on their way to Europe. or North America. If there are more convenient ways to get from North America to Europe, stats say people will take the easiest option, rather than stopping over in Iceland for, let's say, a few hours. Will just the general demand into Iceland be enough to sustain WoW Air with also Iceland Air? It's a question that is certainly valid, and one I'll be keeping close tabs on in the future. Instead of jumping to conclusions straight away and saying that the airline will definitely collapse, I think it's best that we all wait. WoW Air have made these changes to obviously improve their results and reassess their business model, and it's very critical we don't write them off straight away like the media may be doing. What are your thoughts on the airline and their business model specifically? Let me know by dropping them in the comment section below. I'd like to thank you very much for tuning into this video of mine, and I do look forward to you all joining me in the next one.
Erase all of these broken dreams and fly.